Hello, I wanted to answer my short answer video. And so the first question was, what core principles or values do you believe are most essential to creating positive change in your community? And really, the most important core principle I believe in is the ability to give hope to others. I think a lot of things can be done if we are to share hope with our friends and family and neighbors and clients. And I think it's a resource that not everyone has. And so I think being able to embrace hope as a science and really dig into all of the research being done on hope and the implications for people who have experienced trauma and who have experienced a lot of adverse things in their lifetime. We're starting to learn that the science of hope can help towards not reversing those experiences, but working through a lot of the outcomes from those experiences. And so I think for me as a clinician and as a person who is working in higher education at this point, the motivation to support others through providing hope and helping them to look within themselves to see where can I draw from to make a positive change in my life and in the lives of others. And so I think as a clinician and as a instructor, I need to be that source of support and hope for students and clients as they may be going through really difficult times. And I think I will carry that both through my personal life and my professional life in the classroom and outside of the classroom. And acknowledging and honoring that people are the expert of their own lives. They're able to see their strengths, and sometimes those are more difficult to find for them. And so I can be this reflection for them and help them to identify, what is it that are my strengths. And so I'm a strengths-based clinician, and so I always want clients and people in general to know every person has value and every person should be treated with dignity and respect. And so I think those are core principles that are really important to me. My work in, like I said, both with students and clients, but then that also mirrors over into community work that I do. It's important to me that a community sees what they have and sees the value in their culture and belief systems and traditions, but then also see the ability to maybe alter traditions a little bit as our newer generations come up, looking at the strengths of young people and how they can bring value to our communities and to the things that we maybe as a little bit older people, the things that we are trying to work on. It's so important to have their voice, because youth have a tremendous amount of strengths, a tremendous amount of innovation. And so combining those two pieces of embodying hope and sharing that with others while also pointing out their strengths, I think those two work hand in hand. And so those are core principles that are critical to me, both in my work, in my personal life, in my volunteer work, in my community, in our campus community, and with our students. The second part of the question that was asked is, how do you plan to embody these core values in my educational pursuits? The degree that I'm seeking is a doctorate in community-based leadership, and so community is critical to me. It brings life to any area, in my opinion. And community isn't just a geographical area to me, it is the people in that area. And so taking those values of being a hope builder, and sharing that with others, and also respecting their strengths and their experiences is really the basis for all the work that I do. I work in a field with people. I'm a social worker, and so I don't believe I could be an effective social worker without those values. And so I try to meet people where they are, because my standard is not the standard. And so learning about people and their experiences and their values, and celebrating those things, those traditions or those experiences, to me is the core principle of being a social worker. And so I really take that to heart, that everyone has value, everyone's experience has value, and they are the experts in their communities. And so I think when I'm thinking about my community organizing efforts in the place that I live, I think of, what do the elders in this area have to say about this? What do the young people have to say about this and their experience in the school system here? Or their experience with, recreational activities here, or if there are any. Those are all perspectives that are so critical to me. And so in my educational pursuits, in my professional experiences, I am always looking for feedback from those that I am impacting, whether it is the surveys that I'm getting from my students after a class, really reading through those and saying, where can I improve, because I can always improve. I can always serve others better, or in a more efficient way. And so I want students to come into my classes, and I want to do research in my own education that serves others in their ability to feel hopeful, and their ability to draw from their own strengths and come up with their own creative solutions to the problems they are experiencing. I think in education is very important for me to look at both sides of research, because I understand I can find research to support any theory I would like it to support, but it's very important to me to be able to look on both sides of that, and really understand the whole perspective of interventions with communities, and understanding that every community is different and going to require a different type of intervention to support their own goals. And so meeting people where they are, drawing from their strengths as individuals, and then being a hope builder for them, are really my core principles, both as a person, a student, and a professional and volunteer in my community and campus community. Thank you.